Hello everybody, welcome. I'm No02 and thank you for watching this video. No Hope has quick play accessibility now where you can play No Hope mode with 3 random strangers. Oh boy, I love it. I love the pain, I love the hardship, I love the challenge of it. Very quickly do you realize that those bots that you've come to love and be annoyed with and also hate are a little bit better than the random average player that you are coming across. The bots are loyal, right there behind you, watching a zombie punch you once or twice, but then they'll get it. Your teammates, though, they're somewhere else being pinned by a sleeper. The breaker shows up, and instead of running backwards or running towards you, they're, again, far away. The breaker pounces, he calls in his arena. Half your team is dead because they're just somewhere else, right? Doing whatever it is. So, what we have here is an Act-1. Here, you hide the camera for an Act-1. No Hope. Quick Play Clutch deck. This is the original series, right? You guys recall these decks, right? Remember these decks? These decks are about you, the gamer, being the hero of your team, that you as an individual will have all of the tools necessary to beat Act-1, despite the skill level of your teammates. That's sort of the goal here. And for Act-1 specifically. Now, I always recommend, when it comes to the cleaners, it's just Hoffman. Hoffman's the best cleaner. Other than that, play whatever cleaner that you like. So for Act-1 here, we have Hazard Pay, Offensive Scavenger, and our double grenade pouch with our grenade pouch. This is like the foundation of being able to throw stuff. Resource generation with Hazard Pay and Offensive Scavenger. When it comes to Hazard Pay, the question is this. Do you trust yourself more? Do you believe in your teammates? Or are you feeling lucky? Right? Do you trust yourself more? Believe in your teammates, or are you feeling lucky? If you trust yourself more, run Hazard Pay. If you believe in your teammates, run Share the Wealth. If you're feeling lucky, run Money Grubbers. Offensive Scavenger, always super good and solid. Actually just got buffed, so heck yeah. But when it comes to dealing with mutations, if you can throw something, you just don't die. For the most part, if you're always throwing something, even if it's not a good throw, even if you're using it to blow up a single zombie, typically you can pretty much never die so long as you still have grenades in your pockets, and that's all we're all about here. Extra copper to buy, make sure our pockets are filled when we leave the safe room, extra stuff to find along the way. Bomb squad and improvised explosives. These are like the bare minimum cards as far as having enough grenade damage for the most part to deal with tall boys with 1 grenade. Now, the offensive slot upgrade is the most important upgrade in the game. You want those purple grenades desperately. Keep in mind, though, this is not enough grenade damage to grenade dump a boss or a breaker very comfortably. Not unless your teammates are running like Avenge the Fallen or bonus team damage or applying Shredder to it and things like that. This is just enough to allow us to deal with mutations very comfortably, very efficiently with our grenades, so long as they are getting upgraded along with our tallboy monstrous stuff and things like that as well. The reason why I prefer Bomb Squad over the other accessory damage cards is because we get the extra frag grenade. We love grenades. That's key. That's critical. You literally can't die so long as you have them. Then we have Fire in the Hole, Run Like Hell, Dash, Superior Cardio. Fire in the Hole, that's 80 plus HP that we can gain every single level. It is temporary health, but we can get the gain that every single level, plus whatever we get with Offensive Scavenger. And if you play Hoffman, you're going to continue to synergize where every little extra thing that you come across, you can pick it up, you can throw it, pick up your grenades, and then keep going, and all of its health. All of its health. Fire in the Hole is also really good for Barroom Blitz, where there's 6 Molotovs given automatically, which is 100 and whatever, 120 points of health, right? For free right out the gate. So Fire in the Hole, I've just come to love. It's been a staple of all my decks. It's super solid. It's so much freaking health when you play the style that I like, the grenade focus foundation style that I play, because those grenades are the foundation of just being able to deal with all the mutations very comfortably. We have Run Like Hell and Dash because there is the crossing, as well as Hell's Bells, Bad Seeds, and Abandon, which all have rather sketchy moments where you need to basically run for your life. And if your teammates die, those are going to be the missions that are going to be hardest to speed clutch. We have a little bit of extra investment into our movement speed here with our dash. I would say bare minimum that we want is like run like hell superior cardio. Dash is like the cherry on top, where we just barely have enough sprint speed here with like match pace. We're like a little bit slower than the blitzing zombies, but it gives us enough time to hear them gaining on us so we can turn around, punch them, shoot them, throw something, do something else. If we throw something with fire in the hole and we still have run like hell active, we are faster than all the zombies, which is really critical. So fire in the hole ends up becoming a very critical component to our ability to speed clutch and get the hell out of dodge and basically save ourselves from sketchy situations and things like that. Now, because it's Act 1, we need to load the field cannon. We have headband magnifier, and we have screwdriver. I'm mid-maxing a little bit here for the stamina because I find that Abandon and Hell's Bells are particularly difficult missions for our random teammates to survive. And having just any extra ounce of stamina on those movement-based endings for those missions, running through the woods and Hell's Bells and getting to the church, and then also running around the church and things like that, as well as running the final stretch of Abandoned, those sections of those missions are going to be really hard to do solo if your teammates are dead. So we want a little bit of extra stamina here just to do that. Then we have Amped Up, On Your Mark, Fresh Bandage. Amped Up and On Your Mark simply because their team effects, ammo is always an issue. In solo play or in quick play with random people, sometimes asking for ammo, people don't like doing that. People don't drop the ammo at all. Things like that, right? If you find yourself running like an SMG, typically everyone's secondary is an SMG using gun anyways, and so On Your Mark is just a nice, like, I believe like every team should have 1 or 2 On Your Mark cards just to make sure that ammo is never an issue, because if you can't shoot stuff, you're in a lot of trouble. That's the primary way that you deal with most everything. Amped Up for the extra healing. Really nice for bad seeds. It's also really, really nice for Abandoned because there's just a lot of like forced horde events on that map in particular. Keep yourself nice and extra healthy. Now, we are a little slim overall. Oh, before this, Fresh Bandage. When it comes to quick play, do you have a support on your team? I don't know. Do you? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. With Fresh Bandage, you don't have to worry about it. You are your own support. All of your little mistakes, nothing too crazy. You can sort of trauma heal out of it, and also you never need to spend copper at the beginning of a mission to heal yourself, which is actually really, really nice. And so copper, Fresh Bandage is a huge economic card. It'll keep you healthy. It also feels and looks really, really good. At the beginning of the missions, when your teammates are all like low on health and dying and all traumatized out, and they look at your health bar, and it's like almost maximum, full HP, almost no trauma, you look like a gamer. And let them know that you are a gamer. But I will say that we are a little lacking on the use speed here. We're having to load the field cannon as many times that we need to for Sound of Thunder. I get that. So I will recommend that if you don't need the health, if you feel like Amped Up is not coming in that clutch that often, consider removing Amped Up, putting in Multi-Tool. You can also replace Screwdriver with Multi-Tool, but really we should have 3 use speed cards. We're sort of hoping that we find one more on our way to Sound of Thunder. And if we don't, I tend to find that for the most part, so long as you have enough copper to purchase like pipe bombs and grenades and things like that, and you just tell your teammates, I'll throw pipe bombs, or you throw pipe bombs, then someone else throw grenades. Like, for the most part, if you have enough throwables, Sound of Thunder is not that big of a deal. I've actually, ironically enough, been having an easier time with Sound of Thunder than I have with, like, Abandoned, Hell's Bells, and things like that. So this is the deck. You have all of the tools to self-sustain yourself, generate your own resources, heal yourself, have enough damage to do stuff, enough sprint speed to get out of there, blah, blah, blah. We don't have any extra bullet damage. The weapon that I would recommend is an AA-12. An AA-12, very nice to sort of use, run like on the move, sprint, jump, shotgun something, 1 bullet will typically eliminate 1 zombie. The spread of the pellets will nice crowd control, things like that. But also the AA-12 has the highest DPS in the game naturally. And when mutations are scariest when they're close, so use your teammates as meat shields. When that tall boy slams down, your AA-12 activates, do a crap ton of damage. You can sort of circumvent needing to use a grenade on some occasions with that, on some occasions with your AA-12. And you sort of make up for the lack of our extra damage cards in general by the fact that we can just run the highest damage gun in the game. Things like that. So, let me know what you guys think of this deck. Probably pretty similar to decks that I've demonstrated in the past, but because of the need for use speed, this really is just like one of the most solid, best decks out there, I think, for beating Act 1 with 3 dead teammates, essentially, right? Of course, there's other ways to do it, but I've had a lot of success running this deck specifically. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the future.